Hello everyone, and welcome back to Let's Play the Journeyman Project 3, Legacy of Time. Welcome to El Dorado. Definitely a 180 from last time we were here. It's quite peaceful, actually.
This is the farm plateau we visited earlier. We know that most of the fighting occurred over the temple of the Central Plateau. I think we should search there for the artifact.
Yeah, we're still looking for the legacy, because it's possible that it could be in Atlantis, given that the Galeth, but we have two other locations to explore, so it could also be here. Central temples and whatnot. Maybe we're able to actually get further than on this plateau.
Agent 3 said this city was El Dorado, the fabled lost city of gold. The legend of El Dorado grew after the conquistadors came to Peru in 1530 to plunder the Incan Empire. Driven by rumors of a gilded city whose roads were lined with gold, New World conquerors continued to ravage the continent of South America after the genocide of the Incas. According to history, the name El Dorado was coined by Sebastian de Belalcazar in 1535, a veteran of the Inca conquest and founder of the capital of Ecuador. He met an Indian who spoke of a king that sprinkled his body with a fine gold dust before bathing in a sacred mountain lake. On hearing that, Belalcazar called the mysterious king El Dorado, the Golden Man. Today we know that man as George Hamilton. But we're not exactly blending in here, Gage. Sorry, but I don't think your gleaming smile is a sufficient disguise. Besides, a Spanish conquistador might come along and take your fillings. We need to find someone native and capture their image with the chameleon device.
I guess so. Very interesting start to what the legend of El Dorado is. Because it definitely does have its own. It's sparked a lot of media interest in the past. And another thing is that we don't have any of our Atlantean disguises. Yes, disguises are specific to different areas and time zones. So, we're back to square one, which means that we'll actually have to find some sort of unsuspecting person. Let's take a look up here. This was the destroyed house that we looked at, and I think that may be our wicker basket that we just kind of took a flight into. Something's growing on this tree. I don't know what it is. But it's certainly nice to see that this area's a lot better than it was last time. It's all serene and very beautiful. Even for the game at this time, the visuals still strike me as being something really fantastic. What is through that window? Let's take a...
I think if I had a nose, I'd be holding it right now. We're in a stable of some sort. Some advice? Step gingerly while we're in here.
I guess so. In terms of South American cultures, the only thing I can come up with is llamas. It might be a llama that's right through that window, but unfortunately, with, well, limited mobility, we're not actually able to see what that animal is on the other side of the window. We're kind of stopped. Alright. Let's continue exploring further. Look at this plateau. Man.
See those markings that carve across the mountains in the distance? Those remind me of the lines left behind by the Nazca Indians of Peru. In the arid plains nestled between Peru's Pacific coast and the Andean foothills, the Nazca left behind hundreds of mysterious intersecting lines that sprawled for miles over the landscape.
Another wonderful legend, of course, is the Nazca lines. Well, in terms of history, you can learn a lot about the Nazca lines, but I'll probably save that one for another time if nothing else comes up.
The mystery of the Nazca lines was never solved. From the ground, the markings were too vast to be recognizable, but when viewed from the air, the lines form a baffling web of animal forms. Spiders, birds, and dozens of seemingly random geometric patterns. Some extreme theories claim that the lines were runways for alien ships, while other authorities suggested that the Nazca had created a remarkable astronomical calendar.
Aliens. It's always aliens.
A group of 20th century scientists attempted to prove that the Nazca lines were too precise to have been created without aerial views. They believed the Nazca used simple flying devices, and to prove this, the scientists succeeded in creating a balloon made from only natural resources. It appears that the El Dorado people have actually mastered ballooning. They may have shared the technology with the Nazca before their untimely demise.
Two civilizations? Well, in terms of ballooning, it could make sense. Both of them disappeared, and I think later that ballooning didn't really actually come into play, so the technology left with them.
Gage, I don't see this town on our map. Why don't you ask the nice man sharpening the large scythe for directions?
Excuse me? Oh! Hello there, sir! Don't mind me? I guess you're too preoccupied with sharpening your knife. Yeah, we can't really do much other than take his disguise. Alright. Nah, we only have one disguise, which isn't really that great. We're gonna have to find something else. If we ever want to talk to that man. Now, to be completely honest, that isn't the actual coincidence first disguise that you're supposed to get. You hear that noise? You can slightly hear it.
Judging from these fertile fields, I would say that the natives have mastered irrigation. Having seen the well system firsthand, I would guess that they're using underground aqueducts to bring water from the mountains.
I wonder what we can do with the well now. Hello.
What's that near the well, Gage? Is that a South American mountain sloth? Be careful, they're rapid nappers.
Yes, so here is our wonderful first disguise. Very quickly into the time zone, actually. It's just a couple feet from us, compared to jumping off a windmill in Atlantis. Climbing down ships, like, God, we had to work for that disguise. Whereas here, we get a tiny little boy, and we get his disguise very easily. Can we wake him up?
Sorry, Gage. You need a chameleon guise before you can enter a conversation.
No. Okay. What about the well? Can we do anything? Can we rip off the wheel this time? No. Didn't think so. We also can't talk as a farm boy, but luckily we have a farmer. They might be related because they're very close to each other in terms of distance. And in terms of this plateau, there's very little other ways in order to go.
Good morning, Father. I was taking a short nap, but I'll be up and at those chores very, very soon.
Okay, good. Hello. Wait, we have to be more parent-like.
Why haven't you done your chores yet, young man?
I couldn't sleep last night. I promise I'll do my chores, Father.
Your facial features show nothing about being sad or anything, but I believe you nonetheless.
Goodbye.
Bye, Father. I'll have those chores done before dinner.
You better. Or so help me. Alright, good conversation. I'm just gonna go over here. No napping, I said. Better not. Okay, you're good. You're up. You better get ready to go to work, son. Are you kidding? Really? Hello?
I was just getting up, Father.
He's like every kid ever. That's very relatable.
Goodbye.
Bye, Father. I'll have those chores done before dinner.
And so, with my wonderful assistant, with a turn of myself, I will put him to sleep. Yeah! See, look at that. Jeez. Alright, what else can we do? Well, we can actually go back and talk with the farmer now, because we now have his boy. Let's get him in trouble. He is napping. I don't know what you're cutting. Mostly just, probably just sharpening it.
Acheo, there you are. Son, I can tell by your drooping eyes that you were sleeping. Were you out late last night visiting the shaman again? Remember, you have many chores today. Harvesting the crops that Doawalpa provides our people is hard work. I cannot do it alone.
And I shall sharpen my knife once, just to give you a warning. But he mentioned Tohawalpa.
What is a Tohawalpa?
Doawalpa is the greatest of the 4 elemental spirits. She is the earth, the strength of stone, and the wealth of soil. It is she who causes the ground to be fertile and the crops to grow. Next time you see the shaman, ask him to teach you more of the spirits.
Very knowledgeable. He also has a very presentable demeanor about him. I kind of like him for that.
Father, what does the shaman do?
Lately, I would imagine that you know him better than I. Anyhow, the shaman is the one who speaks to the spirits. Son, I know you have been going to see him. It is good that you are interested in the stories of our people. But I cannot reap Toawalpa's bounty alone. I need your help. Don't worry. I'm not forbidding you from seeing the shaman. Just tend to your chores.
He's also very understandable. He knows where priorities lie, and he appreciates somewhat what his child is doing. I think it's a good thing to learn in terms of parenthood. Some underlying meanings that you get in this game, probably you're not supposed to get, but I enjoy it.
Goodbye, Father.
Acheo, I'll see you at dinner. And don't take any more naps. You've daydreamed enough for today.
I think there's a difference between daydreaming and actual just napping because you've been asleep for so long. Maybe now we can actually go back and see Acheo now. Yeah, he's still napping. Hey, wake up! Wake up, you!
I was just getting up, Father.
Do your stuff.
Goodbye.
Bye, Father. I'll have those chores done before dinner.
Dinner? It's weird how he says dinner. Don't go to sleep. For Pete's sake! Wow, he just kind of hits the ground.
Not a very active child. Better check his pulse. And while you're at it, check his clothes for loose change.
I suppose so.
He's dead, Jim.
No, he's not.
Watch this, Gage. I taught him a new trick. Ready, boy? Play dead. Good boy. Now roll over.
And he's on a roll again.
He's still asleep? What did he do? Hit the snooze bar on his sundial?
I want that installed.
Since he's asleep, I've got a gag. Warm up the well water and put his hand in it.
For Pete. No, you're supposed to get the equivalent of shaving cream and make a mustache on his face.
This kid must have a degree in narcolepsy.
That too, because, Jesus. He's probably going to be here all day. Well, might as well leave him alone. What is that on the... Llama on the hilltop! Llama on the hilltop. I spotted. He is peeking behind the tree. I want a better look at the llama. Llama! I know you're there. You're hiding in your pixels. Anyway, we can now head back to the plateau anyways. Ah. A plateau with actual balloons. Hello.
Those balloons rise along the rope rails to the other plateau. It actually looks very safe, but before we go, let me tell you a sad tale about a little balloon called the Hindenburg.
All these balloons apparently are not those that go up. They go sideways. They're sideways balloons. But does this mean that we can actually use this plateau now? In you find nothing. I think this is pretty much here just to make sure that you know that you can search in baskets. And this is kind of important for the mission that we're on here. This area is kind of similar to the last game in which we went to Chichen Itza for a little bit. Just to pick up a single item and then head back to the time zone, because this is pretty much what we're here for. We're here for something gold. And because El Dorado is apparently known as the City of Gold, there better be something. There's some balloons up in the air, too. Okay, I'm done. Can we take a flying leap off of this? Nope. Alright. Let's make our way across the plateau and into new areas. New adventures! Excellent system, though. It makes sure that one balloon is always on one side of the plateau, so anybody is able to get across.
Gage, hold my purse. I'm going to take a picture.
And you are so right, Arthur. Look at this place. It looks like the ravine, the river below, is actually a little bit... It looks low, but I don't think it is. Look at this. Like, just soak it in. Take a deep breath. Just let it go. Did I mention that these pimps are Did I mention that these balloons are kind of pimpin', though? Look at it! All the gold-like things all over them.
Greedy explorers continued searching for El Dorado right up to the end of the 18th century, cutting a bloody trail of atrocities through South America. However, none would find the lost city. Disease, dissension, native resistance, and malnutrition would eventually decimate even the most well-prepared expeditions.
Not a lot of European explorers were really prepared for what was around here. Which is kind of a theme in history, that they think a place is much smaller than they originally anticipated, and eventually, well, they succumb to the size. Let's listen to the birds a little bit. Can you pick up a wonderful tune? I'm pretty sure somewhere out there that there are people that could make a wonderful tune based off just the tweeting of these birds. Alright. Going up the stairs. No jokes about this, Arthur. We've done stairs before. Alright. Temple. Or what I assume is a temple. We can go around the temple, and there's a completely other section of the city, because this place is huge. Or at least it looks huge. It's quite expansive, though. Hello?
This wall reminds me of brilliant Incan stonework. Incan masons constructed their walls with irregularly shaped bricks that had no pattern, but managed to create incredibly stable structures, packed so tightly, in fact, that you couldn't insert a sharp knife between the stones. The Incans could have learned that technique from the masons of El Dorado.
Possibly. There also wouldn't be an exploit that you could just kind of pick up from other people who have done something, because the pattern is always different.
It seems that El Dorado might have influenced other South American cultures before its demise. It's possible that the Incas learned their brilliant irregular stone masonry from the artisans of El Dorado. Also, knowledge of drawing the lines with the balloons might have been shared with the Nazca. If so, it's fortunate that the elements of this incredible society were preserved.
Of course, all inferences. I don't know of any evidence. Also, watch your head. Oh. Well, that's a shame. Look at this.
Apparently that section of town isn't allowing visitors. It looks like there once was a balloon ferry system like the one at the other landing, but it seems to be recently removed. I don't think we'll be going over there.
Boo. But understandable. It's just kind of a way of saying that we're not able to fully let you explore, because that would have been too much work and would have delayed the game. Gage is athletic. Come on, we could just like shimmy across the... or like tightrope walk? Come on, Gage, be the next person to do that, ever. Because it's amazing. Depth-defying. Alright. Now, I hesitate to go on any further that way, because there's still the other side of this building to look at. Which means going all the way to the other side. You know, holding the left mouse button in order to get onto the other side makes everything wonderfully quicker. Another thing about exploring El Dorado is that there's some cases where everything is so lush and green that you don't think you're able to go any further until you get a notification that there's arrows. The ambience in this place is also really great. It's quiet, peaceful, just really nice. It keeps stuff like this relatively quiet, untouched, safe. This place is sometimes that I like to go to. But then there's stuff like this, which kind of piques my curiosity. Now, if I remember anything about, well, Latin American, not so much South American, it looks like this thing to two fangs, wings. It looks like a feathered serpent, but I don't know how that would connect to Inca and also El Dorado. Like, this would be more Aztec and Mayan in my mind.
The face on the pedestal with a toothy grin is a coatl. In mythology, it's a feathered serpent, similar to a dragon. See the cavity in its mouth? Coatl is a South American word for gingivitis.
Hold on, I have to look up gullible in the dictionary.
That indentation has some significance, but I don't think it means they're out of soap. This pedestal is arrow-shaped. It seems to be pointing to that pool just ahead.
It is, but, well, we're just touching the surface of this time period, so there's not really much we can do. We'll just have to remember this stuff for later, because soon enough we'll be back. Alright, let's head on up. This place is nice, and it also has an arrow-shaped relief. Basket, and it's a basket we can open. Let's take a look inside. Inside it contains... Ooh, hello.
That yellow sheet is gold leaf. Many ancient cultures discovered that gold was a very malleable metal. It could be pounded into very fine sheets that could be quickly and easily applied to almost anything to make it look golden.
Sound like anything we could use? I think so. Once applied and smooth, gold leaf will give an object a golden luster. I think we have found what we are looking for. Now, if that's the case, we have no other need of being in this time period at this moment, but I do want to explore in this little area a tiny bit more before we go. That's kind of spooky. Spooky, spooky thing. It's within the heart of the temple, looks like. But if that's the case, we have no further need of being in this area, and I would like to not get into this area further until we definitely crack it open and see what's going on in here. Because right now, we can continue on in Atlantis with this single piece of gold leaf. I will talk to this guy, though. What is he? He's a scribe. He's definitely working, though. It looks like he's working with the gold leaf to give some shine and niceness to his wonderful pictures.
I'm sorry, Hakul, but I have much work to do. Please find me tomorrow and we can talk then.
Alright then, I will do so. I could talk to him as the farm boy, but again, we will get into large talks about what is going on here, and I'm going to save that for later. So, with all of that, we have our gold leaf, and now we can return to Atlantis. Maybe we can find the legacy there. Or at least get into the temple and see what else we can do there. If we get stuck, then we'll probably have need of returning here. Or get some more information, which means that we'll actually have to go further into this place. So, I will see you next time, everyone, as we take this gold leaf, remake our medallion, and then use that as a way of getting into the temple. It's time travel suit time. And of course, we actually will be able to see this thing firsthand. We're going to immediately see Kashani again and say, "Hey! I poofed out of nowhere." So, I will see you next time, everyone, as we head back to Atlantis. See you next time, everyone.